It's time for Idle Talk from King's Auto Repair in West Reading. Got a question about your vehicle? Give us a call at 610-374-8800 or 888-401-0459. So let's get started with Idle Talk from King's Auto Repair. Here's Tom and Ashley.
Well, hello, good evening, and welcome to Idle Talk. I am Ashley.
And I'm Tom.
And we are here on 8:30 a.m. WEU. We are from King's Auto Repair, and we are Idle Talk. I'm ready. Music. Done. Let's get rid of that. Thank you.
It's already going to be stuck in my head for like the next week. It like goes away by like Wednesday.
And then
it starts again on Thursday. I'll be humming it all weekend.
So thank you for joining us tonight. I am Ashley, and we have Tom here, and we are talking about cars. We can talk about anything you want to, just as long as it has to do with cars. We're taking your calls, 610-374-8800, 888-401-0459. And I don't know where Thomas wants to start.
Well, I believe you wrote this one, so.
Well, I did. I wrote, this is getting into, I guess we'll just jump right in because I don't have any funny stuff right now. So I wish I did, but I don't have any.
I got some funny stuff.
Okay.
Dan and I went out and shot some video today.
Yeah.
For some commercials, like online ones.
Yeah.
And which
Silly
reminds
stuff.
me, I need to write some new ones for here too. You know.
We have been saying that for months. Yes, indeed.
Anyway. So we were out, and we were just out in the neighborhood just doing, I guess it would say, guerrilla video, where you're just like, you show up somewhere and you just start shooting video.
Yeah.
And this lady goes, "Oh, do you guys do video?" And I said, and Dan goes, "Well, yeah, we're like jack of all trades, you know, we're just out running around the neighborhood." So, but the funny part was it was on gas saving stuff, like what to do and what not to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I was out doing the what not to do for a gas savings video.
Yes.
So I'm out there like stabbing the gas and doing jackrabbit starts and really quick stops, and it was just killing my gas mileage.
Yeah, but you only did it a couple times, so
yeah.
It should be funny video.
Yeah, it should be funny. I did the cheese ball thing.
Yeah, Tommy.
I'm looking cheesy in it.
Yeah, so those will be out hopefully soon.
Yeah, soon.
Whatever.
So if you follow us on social media, you'll probably see them soon.
Oh, that's right. Hey, we're live on Facebook. So go out to Facebook and search for King's Auto Repair and like and follow, and you'll get notifications when we go live. So you see our beautiful faces for radio. And then if you wanted to call in, we can call 610-374-8800. Or if you didn't want to call in but you had a question, you can always type that into the chat bar as we're talking. We can try to answer that question on the fly. So, we had talked when we talked to the guys yesterday about this lithium ion battery recycling. And I thought this was fascinating. And this is a little bit more than just the repurposing of the batteries. It's actual recycling of the metal that's in the battery themselves. So right now, currently, there's about 10 million electric vehicles out on the road. In another 10 years, they're projecting 200 million batteries. So that's
a lot of batteries.
That's a lot of batteries. So the batteries are expensive. And to be completely honest, the lithium is not the most important metal in the battery. There's also nickel, manganese, graphite, and cobalt. Now, most of these metals are mined overseas in Australia, South America, and Africa, and they have terrible extraction methods, and the people that do the extraction have deplorable working conditions. So it's definitely a situation where you think you're buying an electric car, but there still has a huge carbon footprint and personnel footprint, if you will, because of treating
have you ever seen any pictures of those mines over in Australia?
Mm-mm.
They can see them from outer space really easily
because they're just a big giant crater.
Huge, and I forget how far down they go. They are something. They were like crazy deep.
Yeah,
and you can't even see the equipment at the bottom of them.
Wow.
Like
and it's
if
just
you
a
look
big
in the top,
open.
it's just a big open pit.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So what happens is to get the metals, they're extracted and then the raw materials are sent to China and then they're processed into individual metals and then sent to different factories all over the world, and then they make the actual battery. So it has a huge carbon footprint in terms of shipping. But what happened with this? These people, they're place called, it's a government agency called Argonne National Laboratory. They're looking for new ways to recycle used lithium-ion batteries, and this is exactly what I was talking about last week, because I was like, we have all these electric cars that are supposed to come out on the road, and we don't have an actual solid way of number one, recycling, and number two, making these batteries.
Yeah, because a lot of them are just going to get thrown away right now or stored away. Or
Right.
Like, I heard one of the things that they use them for is to store energy in, like, houses. Like,
Yeah.
they use them like backup. Like, you would use a backup generator, but
Right.
you have, like, a backup battery.
Yeah, and they're using them to store energy in terms of like solar power and wind power and that kind of thing. So there is that aspect of using these batteries all over again. But there's a company called, where is it in my notes? Hold on, Ascend Elements, and they are out of Massachusetts, and they figured out how to actually break down these batteries, and they take the batteries and they put them into a big grinder, and then then a big grinder, and then it shreds everything up, and then it goes through a process of getting this, it's almost like dirt, and then they use a lot of
Like
just
chemicals
and acid baths, and to essentially get the salts out, if you will.
Yeah,
It's a
I was-
chemical reactions.
I'd been watching some people on YouTube extract gold out of computer equipment,
Yes.
and they
I
were
watched
kind of
that
using
too.
the same method where they would like grind the stuff up,
Yeah.
and then they would use I believe it was like industrial strength vinegar, not like the stuff you can buy in the store, but
Yeah.
there's like stuff with like stronger acidity,
Yeah.
and you have to wear gloves and everything with it because it can burn you.
Right.
And they were using that to basically, they would smash up all the plastic and stuff with the gold on it, and they would pour that in, and the gold would come off and float to the top.
Right.
I don't know what you do with the chemicals after that, though.
Well,
No one ever talks about that.
If it's vinegar, it can be diluted.
Yeah, but it's like almost like an acid.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
that
that's
strong.
That's what they were saying with this. It's called a hydrode to cathode process. And the black powder goes through a series of acid baths and reclaims nearly 100% of the metals. And it takes about a week to process a batch, and there's almost no toxic waste. So the acid can be used over and over again. But the really cool thing about this is the results. These batteries that they're putting back together with this recycled material charge 2 to 3 times faster, lasts 30% longer, and and of course has a 93% less carbon emission to do this battery recycling. So this is actually taking the metal out and making them into brand new batteries. And this company actually just signed a contract with Honda to use to supply new cathodes to them.
Huh, that's cool.
It's really, really cool.
So someone's making a more efficient battery out of old batteries.
Correct. So even though you're still going to have to
Man,
create new
They
batteries.
beat us to the punch.
Darn it.
I know nothing about chemistry.
I practically failed chemistry. Okay, so let's take a really quick break, and then we're going to talk to Garth. He has an engine oil leak that he wants to talk about. Give us a call, 610-374-8800, 888-401-0459, and we'll be right back.
And now let's get back to Tom and Ashley with Idle Talk from King's Auto Repair.
And we're back. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Ashley,
And I'm Tom.
and we're going to talk to Garth. Hi, Garth.
Hey, good evening, Ashley. Good evening, Tom.
How are you?
Hey, good. How are you?
Good, good, good. What's up?
Good. Hey, Tom, if I remember right, you said you worked at the Ford dealership?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I got an '02 F-150 King Ranch, the 5.4 in it.
Mm-hmm.
And you're leaking engine oil.
Out of the
Coming
right
down
side
the-
head.
I'm sorry?
out of the rear of the engine.
Yeah, on the right
On
side,
the right
coming
side.
down over the starter.
Yep.
What,
Look at that.
What are you saying? Head gasket?
Yep. It's a
Yeah.
head gasket.
Yeah. Up on the.
So
would it be up on the top corner?
so what
Because I can't find it coming out of the bottom corner.
you're not gonna see where it's coming out. It's actually coming out between the gaskets. So
but would it be up on the top side of the head, up on the top of it,
it's
rather than the bottom corner?
it's like midway. It's like
Okay.
it's like
So
midway
it's like
out
up
of
in
the
the
gasket.
valley.
Like halfway. You're right in the middle of the head on the back of the engine. They all leak there.
That's where they leak at.
Yep. And what it is it's pressurized engine oil coming out there
Yep.
because the engine oil feed comes up at the back of that head on that side of the engine and feeds the timing chain tensioner up at the front of the engine through that passage. And what happens over time is it just kind of disintegrates the gasket material there between the metal layers of the head gasket, and they all leak oil there eventually.
That's where they are.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 'Cause I had it in the shop at work, and I had it up on the lift, and I mean, I can't see where it's coming from.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking,
They come right out of the cylinder head gaskets on those. So
yeah, that's a lot of what I had been told and everything and stuff and other question.
Back when those were new, I'm gonna say 99 2000. They had a scratch on the head, and I did a lot of those years ago, and they leaked from the factory right away.
I heard there was some kind of a robot issue or something.
Mm-hmm. And they put a little scratch in them, and they leaked, and that's where I learned how to do engine work, was those cars.
Oh, cool.
Did a lot of those. Could do those with my eyes closed.
Oh, yeah?
I did that many of them.
Maybe I need to get you to do mine. Oh, yay. All right, so now while we're on that engine, up in the front of it, right in the valley underneath the alternator, it's coolant.
Mm-hmm.
What's your idea on that?
There's a coolant tube that feeds the, actually it would be the return from the heater core.
Okay.
Is there. And those pipes do rust out. They're a metal pipe, and they're actually attached to the right side cylinder head. So I would say if you're going to do the cylinder head gasket, also do that pipe, because you're going to have to take it off, and that's probably what's leaking coolant down into there.
That's most likely there, too.
Yep.
Okay. And, I just lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. Oh,
but
Jesus.
Happens all the time to me too,
all
so it's all right.
Oh my! Okay. What about I think it has like 100 and almost 195,000 on it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What about when you're doing all that about the timing chains and everything?
I will tell you the timing chains are probably going to be okay yet. The guides for them, though, I would probably say at that kind of mileage, the guides are probably worn. Yep, you're going to need new guides, and get new tensioners too right away.
Guides and tensioners.
Yep, and if you do want to make life easy, get new chains too. But they're probably not stretched, but they'll have the timing marks on them where you don't have to fight with them to figure out where to set it up.
Figure out where to set everything. Yeah. What kind of a time period for that project like that am I looking at?
I don't know.
You don't know.
It's been a while. It's been a while.
That's all right. It don't matter.
Yeah, I'm gonna say probably a day and a half, depending on what's being done. That's my guess.
Is that if you have a lift and stuff?
I was kind of throwing 2 days at it.
Yeah, I'm thinking like 2 days. No,
But that's
I
just
think
flat.
you can do it 2 days on if you were to do it on the ground yourself. I think it's doable in 2 days. If you with basic mechanical knowledge.
Yeah. That's kind of what I was thinking. Yeah.
They're not terrible. They tell you that you need special tools, but as long as you have everything set up in place,
Hey, yeah,
nothing
and make
turns.
your own marks or whatever you
Mhm.
do. Yeah.
Yeah, as long as you don't turn anything when you take it off and you make your own marks, you're gonna be okay.
Yeah. And is there anything that you would say about buying gaskets? I mean, would you look at maybe a certain specific brand of gasket or something?
Not really. Your regular gaskets that you're gonna find, either the Ford one or the Felpro one, are
I was
gonna
going to
be,
say Felpro's
yeah.
probably a pretty good one.
Yeah, they'll be fine because they're going to give you the same multi-layer steel gasket like it had from the factory.
Yeah.
That they're very solid. You will need head bolts with that.
Yeah.
You will need cylinder head bolts because they are a stretch bolt. So
They're torque to yield.
Yep, they're
Which
torque.
I think was the stupidest thing that was ever invented, but that's my opinion.
It's everywhere now.
Yep.
It's
Yeah,
everywhere.
you can't get away from it no more.
Nope. Everybody's using them, and you take it apart, and you're putting new bolts in. Or if you don't, it comes apart again. It falls apart again.
It falls apart by itself. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
So, but
Okay, well, I'll let you get on to other people. I
Yep.
thank you so much. I just wanted to back up my my thoughts and conclusions I've come to.
yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Just pressurized oil coming out there, and it gets worse. I've seen them spraying out. So,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
That's not good.
No, that's not good. That's they get to that point where it just sprays oil out. It's runs it right
Yeah.
out of engine oil really quick.
Yeah, and then it comes and then it comes down right down on the exhaust there, the
Mhm.
precat thing there. And see, I own the truck. I don't drive it. My son-in-law, my stepson drives it. I mean,
Hmm.
and I didn't know it had this oil leak. He told me it needs oil change and stuff. And yeah, so I go to do it, and of course, when I find this.
You're like, it's covered everywhere.
Yep.
That's a problem. All right, cool. Thanks, Garth.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Have a great evening.
Thanks, you too. So,
I was gonna say I did off the top of my head. I've probably I'm gonna think I probably did 200 or 300 of those things over the years.
so you can do it in your sleep.
Yeah,
With your eyes closed.
I on all types of things from the town cars and the Grand Marquis and Crown Vics to the F-150s and 250s, and just I used to have cardboard with that I would pull the bolts out of the front cover, and I had all the torque specs on them there, so I didn't have to look them up. I
every
didn't
time?
have to look them up, and I would just put everything right in a piece of cardboard, and it would be everything would just be in the same order I took it off. So I didn't have to look anything up. I had all the torque specs. Everything was right there, and I could practically got them to the point where I'd do them in my sleep.
Don't Mart.
No, it was repetition.
Oh, okay.
Over and over.
All right. Let's take a break, and then I want to start going through my consumer reports.
Oh, you got that
Okay,
consumer
like that,
reports.
yeah.
Your cars, your magazine.
My magazine, my printed magazine. So, but if you want to talk about anything, give us a call, 610-374-8800, 888-401-0459, and we'll be right back.
We're back with more Idle Talk with Tom and Ashley from King's Auto Repair.
And we're back. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Ashley.
And I'm Tom.
See how fast I can get that out sometimes. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Ashley. Snorted a little bit. That's good. Anyway, we're here at 8:30 a.m. WEU. We are from King's Auto Repair, and we are taking your call, 610-374-8800, 888-401-0459. But just last thing about these batteries that I was looking at, this company Ascend Elements, they're based up in Massachusetts in Worcester, but they are building a huge plant down in Georgia. So this is and they've gotten a lot of investments and a lot of investors.
I was going to say that's where the Ford and Volkswagen battery plant is. I believe that's in Georgia.
Well, that kind of makes sense now, doesn't it?
That would make sense to kind of put them next to one another now,
Yeah.
wouldn't it?
Yeah, a lot less shipping.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a really wonderful news to hear about, batteries and recycling, and it kind of, now that one company has figured it out, now
Everyone's going to copy it.
and it doesn't even have to be open technology. It's just like, salts, it falls out, because these metals don't necessarily have to be, what the guy described it as, if you're doing a custom battery, like cathode mixture, you can do a custom for any manufacturer. So that's what makes it a little bit more user friendly, and probably makes it charge better and last longer, because they do a custom mix for
instead of
each manufacturer, instead of being like, here it is,
they're making a generic one and
Right.
putting it out.
yeah, square
Yeah.
peg round hole kind of thing. So I like that.
Okay.
I'm just kind of a little buoyed by that whole thing, that we're actually going to
No.
have recycling now.
Just why don't you just say it that you were really bummed that you didn't think of the idea, or you did think about it, but you didn't get it
Okay.
implemented in time.
Here's the deal. I am not that smart. Okay. There are people out there that are smarter than me. Thank goodness. Because because that is their job to be smarter than me. And if I ever think that I'm the smartest person in the room, I'm not. So
That's my goal, is to not be the smartest person in the room.
always to never be the
Exactly.
smartest person in the
I
room.
always want to be learning.
Learning and learning. So I wanted to get into my Consumer Reports magazine that I was pretty stoked about getting. That initially I was kind of like, a printed magazine? Who reads these? Okay, apparently me. So,
I still look at them.
yeah, I do
like
too.
to page through them.
Yeah.
I get a couple of them that are industry specific at the shop, and
Yeah.
I page through them and see what who's
Oh.
writing about what. And
A,
But-
B, C, D, E, F. I'm looking for the Ford Maverick because someone had asked us about the Maverick.
the Maverick.
And I wanted to.
That's F.
F
for
Ford.
Ford. That's
A, B,
F
C, D,
for
E,
Ford.
F. What
not
did I
M,
say about-
not M for
not
Maverick.
M for Maverick, but
not
big
M
F
for Maverick. F for
Ford.
Ford.
Okay, so I have my.
And that's crazy because they used to name everything with an F. They used to all start, like Ford took that in the mid 2000s.
They
They
did.
changed over and they were going to name everything starting with the letter F
And the Mercury was going to be everything with an M.
with an M.
Yeah. But apparently that went out the window. So they reviewed the Ford Maverick, and price range $19,995 to $25,860, I guess, fully equipped. Reliability is I don't remember what these things are, but satisfaction is a little green arrow going up, so people seem to be happy with it. And I'm going to read this verbatim out of Consumer Reports. The all-new 2022 Ford Maverick is the first ever pickup truck to come standard as a hybrid. The base powertrain is 191 horsepower, 2.5 liter, 4-cylinder linked to a continuously variable transmission and front-wheel drive. So it's a CVT trans and front-wheel drive. So it is not all-wheel drive. 34 miles to the gallon overall tests of the related Escape hybrid. So it's just the same power
Oh.
plant as the Escape.
Okay.
For more power, there is an available 250 horsepower 2-liter turbo 4-cylinder with an 8-speed automatic and a 4,000-pound tow capacity. It is available in front and all-wheel drive. The small crew cab pickup is just a 4.5-foot bed, so it's it'll. 3 trims plus
What is it?
It'll,
It'll.
like whittle, it'll.
Okay.
3 trims plus an off-road package allow this truck to span from a thrifty basic truck to a powerful, well-equipped model. Okay, the Maverick comes in standard with
Are
a...
you trying to be like manly there or something?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Standard with FCW and AEB. Well, I don't know what those are. BSW and RCTW and other systems are available. I don't know what those are. What does that mean? I don't know. Okay. But anyway,
They got that's the new thing. Everybody has different acronyms for everything.
yeah.
It's all does the same stuff, but everyone has a different acronym. So trying to
Okay.
learn them is like,
Not just need a
and
glossary.
and they're gonna change them next year anyway.
Yeah.
because they're like, hey, I have that same one. I can't have the same acronym as that car company over there.
Yeah. So it has a good reliability score. It can be fuel efficient. aside from anything else, it's not been out long enough, so we don't really know the long-term reliability
Yeah.
on it. So
But it looks like the hybrid only comes in a front-wheel drive.
right.
And if you want an all-wheel drive one, you're going to have to buy the one with the regular gas engine in, which isn't going to get as good a fuel mileage as the hybrid one.
I wonder if the hybrid would be the less expensive one. It would be, okay. So because
It
you just
is.
have more components for the
Yep.
$25,000 one. Okay.
Well, yeah, and you don't have all the four-wheel drive stuff.
Oh, right,
for
right.
in there.
Yeah.
So, and all that. Do they have the Hyundai
Yeah.
Santa Cruz in there?
Yeah,
I believe
did.
it's
I
called.
actually I highlighted that.
Yeah. I got to
Hyundai Santa Cruz. Okay.
Yeah, because that's kind of the same setup as the Maverick, but it's a little odder looking, I would
Well,
say.
it's what the Australians call a ute.
Yeah, like a utility vehicle.
Yeah.
So
So
it's kind of about the same size as a Maverick.
so it does have an overall score of 59. Just for the record, the highest score of any of these is not 100. It's like 89. 89.
89.
Not necessarily percent, just 89. So it does not have a good reliability score, but it does have high satisfaction score. The road test score is
I
77.
wonder why
miles.
it's not reliable. I wonder what the reliability score.
I don't know. I
dropping
have to
off
go
is.
back and look at the big
Oh.
grid that they had, and I can do
Maybe
that.
they had some recalls on them
They
because they are
could've.
new.
It is a new one. And you know what? I am not I thought that I wouldn't like this, but I actually think it's kind of cute.
I've seen a couple of them out driving
Yeah.
on the road.
Yeah. I think it kind of looks like a Subaru Brat on steroids.
Okay,
Like kind of grown up Subaru Brat.
like a
If it-
little wider, a little taller.
Yeah. Yeah. So so based on this Tucson, the Santa Cruz melds small SUV and a pickup truck in one vehicle. The base engine is a rather strained 2.5 liter 4-cylinder, but up-level models come with a powerful turbo 4 that makes this trucklet.
A trucklet.
It's a trucklet.
It's a trucklet.
I love that word. I am so taking that. Okay.
It's a trucklet.
It's a trucklet. It's like a
Instead of calling it a mini truck, it's a trucklet.
Oh, that's fantastic. Front and all-wheel drive versions are available. Santa Cruz drives like a car and is responsive handling, a comfortable ride, and easy maneuverability. Rear visibility is hampered because of the small rear window and thick back pillars, which you can see that
Yep.
as the C pillars there. Towing capacity 5,000 pounds, payload of 1,400 pounds with both commendable figures. The tiny bed measures just over 4 feet long, but it is a lackable underbed truck, so it doesn't have anything underneath there. So, but it has the FCW AEW pedestrian cyclist detection standard. Okay, I don't really know what those are, but they seem to think it's okay. So, I mean, I don't think I would spend my money on it, but I think they're cute. So that's kind of where I'm with that.
Yeah, I thought they were pretty neat because you're starting to see some of these smaller trucks come out, and I think it's because the small trucks of years ago have gotten larger. Like,
yes,
quite a bit.
If you
We've
look
got
at
a little
the original like Datsun Love or the Pup or what was the Chevy?
the Chevy Love and I think
It was a Datsun Pup.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, those things are tiny.
Yeah, 2 people sat in them and they rubbed shoulders.
You were practically touching shoulders. Yeah.
You touch shoulders and then your outside shoulder touched the window.
Touch the window.
You know?
But
You were like sardines in a can.
But they did that. Those came over here in the early mid 70s because of the oil embargo.
Yep.
And that's when all of the sardines. Nope. Oh, well, nope. I'm so distracted right now. Eddie just was like, "Hey, look, I have a jar of sardines." Random. Hello. Ugh. I
It's like
digress.
riding
My
in a-
mom
like
loves
riding
sardines.
in an old Chevy Pup. Chevy Love.
My mom loves sardines, and she would make a sardine sandwich and be like, "Ashley, come here." If she's listening, she knows what I'm talking about. Our garlic, sardine, and onion sandwich. Actually, Phil.
Yep, she's listening.
She's listening. She just texted me. I don't know. Okay. Anyway, we digress so much.
You're so far off now.
Oh, I don't even know where. I don't even know.
You were talking about the Hyundai.
Yeah.
And then you got into talking about how small these newer cars were because everybody started making larger cars.
Yeah.
And I think you're going to start seeing the demand for these smaller pickup trucks.
Yeah.
And these smaller cars again.
Yeah.
Because there's the big elephant in the room, which is the gas price.
Sure. Yeah.
So you're going to gas, everybody got used to paying $3 a gallon for gas.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because the last time it did this thing was 2006, 2007.
Yeah.
Is when gas was low. Everybody was buying big vehicles. They didn't care about the gas. It was, I remember when it got up to $2 a gallon. And I also remember when I was driving and, I've been driving a little over 20 years and I still remember paying 88 cents for a gallon of gas.
I remember paying less than $1 for diesel.
And that's something, too.
I would get so excited if I could put $5 worth of diesel in my diesel car and get 5 gallons of gas.
Well, we're not talking about how much I put in my my truck last night.
Yeah, you did take
It was
a picture
a lot.
of that. It's
not going to be forever.
No, but it's an inevitable thing that's going to happen. The gas prices are going to go up. They're going to go down. They're going to go. It is,
But
it is what it is.
a lot of people owned big SUVs and big trucks back when the gas price skyrocketed the last time.
Mm-hmm.
And if you were looking for a truck but didn't want to pay the high price, well, when the gas price went up, everybody sold their big trucks and bought small cars again.
Yeah, so essentially pickup trucks are kind of
So if
go
you're
on
looking for
sale.
a truck, they're probably going to go on sale, but these small ones are not going to probably go on sale
No.
because people are still going to want to haul things and
Oh, yeah.
get good fuel mileage, and these little trucks are going to be the ticket for it. And yes, you can't fit a full sheet of plywood in, but if you're going to put a full sheet of plywood in, usually you can get a little trailer and put it behind it because they just said they tell the least amount.
5,000
The one
pounds was 4.
Well, the smallest one was 2, was that little hybrid one.
Oh, yeah.
So you can still put a small trailer behind that and go to Lowe's, Home Depot, Ace Hardware, and get your stuff and put it in a trailer and tow it behind that.
Yeah.
And it's still going to cost you less money than having a full-size pickup truck.
Yeah, if you have a little trailer, that's, less expensive than, full-size pickup just because of, you don't always have to drag the trailer around, But with a pickup truck, you're always carrying that big bed around with you. So, okay, you ready for a break? Okay, Let's take a break. Give us a call if you want to talk about car stuff, 610-374-8800, 888-401-0459, and we'll be right back.
And now let's get back to Tom and Ashley with Idle Talk from King's Auto Repair.
And we're back. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Ashley.
And I'm Tom.
And we're here on 8:30 a.m. WEEU. We are from King's Auto Repair, and we are Idle Talk. And one more thing before Tommy has
I have an odd story.
A weird kind of news article. But we talk a lot about the Lucid and the Rivian. And I wanted, I never really knew how much these things were going to cost. The Lucid Air is coming out.
They actually delivered a couple of them.
Did they?
And they recalled them already.
Oops.
Yeah.
Oh.
They delivered like 5 or 10 of them.
Okay.
And all of them had a recall. Something with a fitting on the air suspension.
Oh, okay.
You could be driving down, not okay, because you could be driving down the road, the fitting would pop off, and the car would hit the ground.
Well, that sounds like a problem.
Exactly.
Well, okay, so just FYI, if anyone is interested, they start at $77,400, and they go up to $169,000. That's probably for the super-duper 500-mile long-range ones. So
that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of dough. And then I wanted to look at the Rivian.
And Rivian has been in the news lately, and not because not for anything good, because what was it, 2-3 years ago they put pricing out on their vehicles and said they were going to cost this much. they're going to cost X amount.
Yeah.
So they went and put out a news article last week and said that they were going to have to raise the prices on them because of all the inflation and everything else going on. You know, they're not going to be able to deliver them at the price they originally said. And there was huge backlash over it.
Well, if they're going to raise the price from $70,000 to the range of $70,000 to $77,500, or the Rivian R1T from $67,000 to $75,000 as the range, that's a lot of dough.
Yeah.
I mean, $70,000 for a brand new car. I mean, okay.
Well, a lot of them aren't far off.
No.
Anymore. A lot of them are. You're seeing the prices of used cars go up. Like I said, a couple weeks ago, I saw that article said the average new vehicle sold in the United States was $45,000.
Wow.
Yeah, it's up there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm just not saying that that's a deterrent. I mean, but there are early adopters of these vehicles that will buy them, that will eventually bring the price down. So it's all good stuff.
True.
I mean, but it has to start somewhere. I mean, I know back in the day, VHS tape players were big bucks, and now they're like 35 cents, you know, like whatever. So, all right, we have Jolie holding. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Oh, I'm doing well. We enjoy listening to you. My husband and I look forward to it every week.
Oh, thank you so much.
Awesome.
Yeah, we really do. We learn a lot and everything. He works on trucks at his shop and everything. He drives a triaxle.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, I made an appointment with you folks
Great.
for the 21st, and
Cool.
you'll be picking up my 2011 VW Tiguan.
Okay.
Okay.
That would be me, because I always do the
Okay,
pickups.
well, that's what I thought. So, Ashley,
Yes,
when
ma'am.
you pick Tigger up, if it's cold, you might want to dress warm. One of the things I'm going to have addressed is even when I let the car warm up, it'll blow warm air for a little while, and
Okay.
then it's cold.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
And the same with, like, the air conditioning.
Okay.
You might get a cool breeze at first, and then it's nothing.
Oh,
Ooh.
okay.
Yeah.
A little bit of a
so-
mystery.
That one's
Yes,
different.
it is.
Cool. That'll
Yeah,
be fun.
so Tigger needs a checkup on that.
Oh.
Did you name your Tiguan Tigger? That's hysterical.
Oh, yeah,
Ooh,
I
Tigger
love
doo.
him. I had to laugh at the Sardine thing, though, because my brother would come home when we were all living at home. Yet he'd come home after being out with the night with his friends. He loves sardines. He gets sardines out and he eat them,
Yeah.
and he'd lay the tin in the kitchen sink, thinking, "Oh, Mom wants to wash them out," instead of him
Oh,
thinking,
sure.
"Well,
Mom
I'll
wants to
wash
wa-
them out."
Mhm.
No, so you come down to the kitchen in the morning. It was like this awful aroma. It was
Whatever.
horrible.
No thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, gross. Don't try to. No, Mom will do it for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
At least I put it in the sink.
Yeah, I put it. My God, I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
The sardines, they always evoke some kind of memory, don't they?
Oh, yes, they do. Yes, they do. So I just wanted to give you a heads up. If
Cool.
it's cold, dress warm.
I will. I appreciate the heads up, Julie.
Okay, thank you,
All
and
right.
I look forward to having Tigger there.
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right.
We'll take good care of them.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
Take care.
See ya.
All right. Yeah.
She's funny.
Yeah.
Tigger. I love when
I-
people name their cars.
You know, I gotta say, our original person that got us hooked up here with the radio show, her car's name is Sparkles.
Yeah, Sparkle, and then the
I
other
forget
one
what
has
the
a
new
name
one.
too.
Yeah, I forget what the new one's name is.
I
but
want to say it's like Grace or something.
yeah.
Oh, jeez, I wish I could.
I think
remember.
I think that's right.
Is
I
it
think that's
Grace?
right. I think that's right.
I have to ask
So
her.
it was you know,
Sparkle.
yeah.
And it's
I don't
white,
I
which is
don't
even
have any
funnier.
of them named currently.
I don't either. Just
I usually have a name for them,
well,
but
my Fiesta is just the little car. So
yeah.
anyway, so let's hear about this weird
So
article.
I follow a guy on YouTube that does a lot of. He's a lawyer, lemon law lawyer, but people send him news articles and he kind of dissects them on what's happening with the case, and because you get a lot of like legal jargon in there, and then he puts it into terms that people can understand,
Yeah,
like
he
everyday people,
translates it.
kind of
into
like what we're trying to do with cars.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He translates it. So a bunch of people sent him this story, and it was I thought this is really out there. It's really odd. So, and the headline reads, "Family can sue Jeep because it failed to install available braking devices," Arizona court says. And what happened with this is there was a mom and daughter. They were getting off the highway. They were behind a bunch of other cars, so they were stopped on an exit ramp.
Okay.
And a person came around the corner on the ramp to get off and was probably speeding,
Most likely.
and probably not paying attention,
Mm-hmm.
and ran into the back of this person's Lexus, and it killed their daughter in the back.
Okay.
And they are taking Jeep to court because the Jeep in this, I think it was a 2014 or 2015, 2014, could have been equipped with automatic emergency braking, but in 2014 that was an option.
A
And-
$10,000 option.
A $10,000 option to add to that vehicle. And basically the court took a look at it, and a lower court said, no, you can't sue them because it was optional equipment. And it got up to Arizona's Supreme Court, and they said, yes, this lawsuit should proceed, and put it back down to the lower court to make them take it to trial.
So they're suing Jeep, not the actual driver or the insurance company.
That is true. And they said part of this, and the guy that kind of dissected this, he goes, this is probably going to be like a multi-defendant lawsuit, and they're going to try to say that like percentage-wise, Jeep is X amount percent at fault for this.
Okay.
Because
I see.
they didn't equip that car from the factory with this equipment because it was an option, and this is why they died.
So their argument would be, if it's available to save lives, then it should always be installed and not be an option.
That is their argument.
Okay.
So, which is kind of something that we've been kind of watching, not necessarily this, but with the self-driving stuff that's going on.
Yes.
And it's kind of been a wild, wild west, and no one's been talking about calibrating this stuff. And a lot of the places that, if you have a newer car that has this, like some of this stuff on, some of this stuff's actually attached to the windshield. And if it's not recalibrated after the windshield's replaced, it can lead to stuff like this.
Yeah.
So if you have a newer car with this kind of stuff, just be aware that depending on how this court case plays out, you may end up being liable, or that company may end up being liable for not making sure that calibration's correct.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I find that kind of frustrating. However, I understand that they want to, they I want to know the why aside from suing the insurance company, so I think that'll be interesting to see that kind of happen, and see how that works out. But that's a long lawsuit that will be many, many years. So, then, we'll see what happens. So, all righty then. That is our show for tonight. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. If you're on Facebook, we appreciate you watching. We got 6 viewers right now. It is going to be
That's
a weird
one more than 5.
Yes, thank you. It's going to be a weird weekend. So in terms of weather, so please be careful while you're driving out there. Wear your seatbelts, and
Thank you.
good night.